Welcome to Diet Rebellion, the podcast that's here to help you break free from the chains of dieting and finally take control of your health, strength, and confidence. I'm Joe Hoy, your host and the founder of Diet Detox. After transforming the lives of thousands of women over 40 who have been trapped in the endless diet cycle, I'm here to show you a new way. One that focuses on eating for your body's needs, restoring your metabolism, and rebuilding your strength for life. Get ready for real, no bullshit conversations, expert insights, and actionable strategies that empower you to live diet-free and thrive. It's time to stop restricting and start rebuilding. Join the rebellion. Your journey starts now. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Diet Rebellion. And today, you're stuck with me. I am your special guest. If you don't know, I'm Joe Hoy, the host of Diet Rebellion. And today, if you couldn't tell from the title of the episode, I want to tell you why your goal in your weight loss journey, your body transformation, and your health journey is wrong. But I don't think telling you that you're wrong is beneficial, so I also want to follow it up with what I think is right and then how I think you should be getting there. And of course, there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? So what I'm sharing with you is my way, is the way that we follow inside of Diet Detox to get our clients to optimal health, to optimal happiness, and to their optimal body. And when I say body, it's not just the weight of their body, it's also not just the shape of their body, but it's how their body feels. And so I think this is going to be of importance to every single listener. And if not, it might be time to reframe some of the things that you are after and want inside of life. So I hope you enjoy this episode and let's get started. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Diet Rebellion. Today, I want to share exactly what I told you about in the intro of this. I want to share what your goals probably are. At least I'm going to be close for 99% of you, tell you why you're wrong, and ultimately, hopefully redirect you onto a path that is better for you and more correct. And I know that a lot of times we can think this is an opinionated thing, but in reality, I think that all of your goals they're not exactly wrong, they're just not dialed in. I think we're saying it wrong. And if you truly aim for the goals that you are telling yourself you want, you're gonna miss the mark on what you really need by a long shot. And so that's what this episode's about today. And if you hang out until the end, I actually have a very special surprise that I would love to tell you about. So not only should you kind of hang out with me for the next 20, 30, 40 minutes and learn what you might be doing wrong, how to find a different approach that's gonna serve you better and also just be more fun and enjoyable, but at the very end, like I said, you're gonna learn something really, really cool that could benefit one, or all of you if you take the advantage and step into what I'm going to share. So let's dive in. Number one, your goals are wrong. And I say that very boldly because I wanna get your attention, right? If I heard somebody on a podcast that I've never met before tell me that I'm wrong about what I want, I'd probably be pissed. I'd be annoyed. I wouldn't really like him or her. But you know what? I'd also keep an open mind because that's something that I always try to do. I always try to see somebody else's perspective because this somebody else that I'm listening to probably has more information on the topic than I do. And if that's the case, that means they probably have something that I'm missing, so I can learn from them. And if I'm not 100% right on this for you, that's okay. But I'll bet you there's something inside this podcast that applies that you can then take away and help to redirect you on the right path towards ultimate health, happiness, confidence, and a body that you love. And when I say a body that you love, again, I mean a body that you love how it looks and a body that you love how it functions and performs for you in your day-to-day life. Okay, so let's dive in. I just think that so many listeners are caught up in what diet culture and weight loss culture and really just the fitness culture has ingrained in us. We're all after, or many of us are after, a body weight, okay? A number on a scale, or certain measurements, or what we used to look like back then, or what somebody else looks like now. And some of those are a lot better than others, but I think most of us are after numbers on a scale. But in reality, if I really challenge that, I don't think you are, right? And the reason I can say this so confidently is because I recently asked a group of challenge participants inside of a challenge that I'm running right now. We have roughly 70 participants, and on a weekly coaching call, I asked them, I was like, hey, what are your goals? And many of them said, well, you know what, I'm 185 right now, I wanna get down to 145, or I wanna get to 160, or 170 or 120 or whatever their goal is, it often came in the form of a number. And so I said, okay, great. Now I'd like 3 of you that just shared your goal as a number with me to be vulnerable. Do I have any takers on that? And thankfully, I had 3. So those 3 shared something really incredible. They shared what they really wanted. And so I said, okay, I'm just gonna make up names. So none of these names are true. I'm just picking names off the top of my head. I said, Susie, you said you wanna weigh 120 pounds, right? Susie said, right. I said, why do you wanna weigh 120 pounds? Susie said, well, back when I was 30, I just felt great. And my clothes fit amazing. I liked the shape of my body. I had energy. I was sleeping great, all these things. And I was like, okay, great. And I would assume that back when you had all those things and you were 30 years old, you were 120 pounds, right? She goes, yeah. And I was like, so you assume that if right now you go from, what are you, 155? She's like, exactly. I'm 156 as of this morning. I was like, great. So if you go from your 156 down to 120, tomorrow you'll have all of those things as well, right? She said, well, I would hope so. That's what I'm after. And I was like, okay, so you just redefined your goal on your own. You actually don't want 120 pounds on a scale, do you? You want clothes that fit well, a body with energy, a body that sleeps good and wakes up happy and ready to go, a body that looks amazing inside of reflections, pictures, and the clothes that you wear, a body that performs well, that focuses well, and just gets you, not just gets you through your day-to-day life, but helps you thrive through your day-to-day life. And she said, wow, you know what? I guess that's true. So if I ended up at 125 or 135 pounds, but I had all those things, I really don't think I would be that upset. It's like, I don't either, right? Because when you go to a restaurant with all of your friends, or you go somewhere new, let's just go down the restaurant route. If you go to a restaurant with all your friends and you walk in, you're the last one there. So they see you walk in the door, you're walking towards the table. They don't all say to you, wow, Susie, you look amazing. You're probably 120 pounds, right? Nobody's ever said that. Right? But what they have said is, wow, Susie, you look great. You look confident. The shape of your body is amazing. Those clothes fit perfectly. Congrats. You must have worked really hard, right? Nobody ever talks about your weight, the number on the scale that you saw this morning when you woke up. Nobody talks about it, right? And then let's go to a different situation. Right? Let's say you're meeting new people, right? You're at a business conference. You're at your kid's football game and you're just making friends with the parents. Right? You make friends with a new mom. I promise you, Catherine doesn't say to Susan, wow, Susan, it's really good to meet you. You look great. You must be 120 pounds. Nobody ever says that. They just say, wow, you look great. Good for you. What is it that you do? Nobody ever talks about the weight. They talk about how you look, how you feel, how you present, how you act. I think that's what we're after, right? And so if that's the case, we need to stop the diets and we need to stop them now, right? And so if you're on one, I don't care if you've been on one for years or if you just started one yesterday or if you're considering starting one tomorrow. If you're gonna start one tomorrow, don't. If you're on one right now, I don't care for how long, stop. Here's why. Diets don't work. And we can argue this all day long, but here's why they don't work. Diets will work if you wanna get to a number on a scale, okay? I could put all of you on a diet. I could select 7 different diets and get 7 different people to whatever number they want on the scale. Here's the deal. When they reach that, they're not gonna have the things they wanted. Why? Because a diet is going to massively cut your calories. And when you massively cut your calories, you do create weight loss. But we have to understand that weight loss is not what we're after, right? Weight loss doesn't get you everything that I just mentioned. Weight loss gets you a mixture of losing body fat and a mixture of losing muscle mass. And here's the deal. If you lose all of your fat and keep all of your muscle, your body is going to be shaped amazingly. You're gonna love how it looks. You're gonna love how it feels. You're gonna love what it can do. You're gonna love how it carries you through life and keeps you independent long into your 70s, 80s, and 90s. But if you lose all your muscle and keep all of your fat, you're gonna hit the number on the scale as well, right? You will weigh the exact same, but you will not be the exact same person, okay? What you are going to have instead is an incredibly low and slow metabolism. And what that means is because you've lost your muscle mass, the things that burns a high percentage of your calories, you no longer have the ability to eat a lot of food. So now, that's it. You're stuck. You have to eat a very small amount of calories for the rest of your life. And if you don't, if you end up eating more, the scale's going back up and you're gaining fat, not muscle. But the other thing is when you lose all of your muscle and keep all of your fat, you're going to reach that goal, like I just said, like I just acknowledged. But here's the deal. Here's the catch. You don't look like you want to look, right? You don't have that tone or that definition that we all hear and talk about every single day. Instead, you have a skinny body with no muscle mass, a lot of saggy skin, and little flappy arms, and you probably still have a midsection. Now tell me, you're 120 pounds, Susie. Is that what you still want? Well, probably not. You probably want everything I just explained for the past 10 or so minutes. But that diet's not going to get you there, because like I just said, that diet is going to help you lose weight in the form of a combination of fat and muscle. And guess what? Guess what the other problem with the diet is? A diet's not going to teach you what to do after. And you know what? While I'm on this topic, we can replace diet with GLPs, okay? Now, can GLPs help you be successful? Yes, I'll probably get into that later. But if you are simply taking a GLP and doing nothing else, or if you're simply dieting and doing nothing else, you will probably reach your goal weight. Guess what? It's not your goal body, it's not your goal health, it's none of that. Here's the other problem with that. Diets aren't going to teach you to sustain long term. GLPs are not going to teach you to maintain long term. All they're going to do is help you get to where you want to be. But nobody ever says anything about staying there. That's the problem, right? And so most diets do this, get you to this goal weight in a completely incorrect manner. So what happens is, and I know we can all think of these, what happens is we're going to get meals that we add water to sent to our door. Great, we've learned nothing except how to unpackage a plastic box, add some water to it, and stick it in the microwave. We don't know shit. What happens when those meals stop? Well, it's back to normal life, everything you knew to be true before. And what you knew to be true before is what had you at that higher weight and lower energy before. And you probably don't want that, okay? Next, some of these diets are gonna tell you to cut your carbs. And you know what? We can all go without carbs for a short amount of time. Some of us longer than others. But guess what? Eventually, you're gonna have a birthday or any holiday or a shitty, stressful day. And you know what? Somebody is going to have brownies or cookies or cupcakes or beer or soda or whatever it is you like. And you know what? Most of these things have carbs. And as soon as you have the things that you tell yourself you can't have, you've labeled yourself a failure. And as soon as you label yourself a failure, you are a failure. You believe that. And so you start failing. And once you start failing, you usually don't stop. And so now you've gotten to your goal weight or really close, but now you're headed right back up to where you were before. And we can exchange carbs for fats, for meats, for meal timing, okay, intermittent fasting, anything like that. What you need to do is find something sustainable, or even more important, build something sustainable. And so now that we know why your goals are wrong, what's missing, why the diets and the GLPs alone aren't going to work, we can start to talk about what will work. And we can start to future cast our lives while imagining something in place that makes sense. And it doesn't just make sense for now, it makes sense for a year from now, 5 years from now, 15, 20, 30, 40 years from now. It still makes sense. And you know why? Because you're going to like it, okay? You probably don't like giving yourself shots every week. You probably don't like avoiding carbs. You probably don't actually like eating 8 hours out of the day and not being able to eat for the other 16. Whatever it is, if we're being realistic with ourselves, if we're actually holding a mirror up and looking at ourselves and being completely honest, we probably don't like what we do. So let's stop, because you get one life and you'd better like what you do. And you know what? The more important thing to that is you can like what you do and get what you want all the time, anywhere, any facet of life. But today we're talking about health, nutrition, weight loss, fat loss, more specifically, in maintaining it all. So how do we do it? Well, number one, I would assume that most listeners right now have dieted, right? Most of you have probably dieted, and I'm not here to say there's anything wrong with that, right? I actually want to give you a pat on the back and say congratulations. You put a lot of effort into something that is really, really, really difficult. And so here's the deal. If you lost weight while doing something you didn't enjoy, you can succeed at this so easily with something that you do enjoy, so easily. Because if you remove carbs, or you remove meal timing, or fats, or proteins, or whatever it is you removed, if you removed massive amounts of calories and you had the willpower, the dedication to yourself, the perseverance to go through with that for a long enough period of time to see results, holy shit, imagine what you can do when you like what you're doing and you're seeing results. You're never going to stop. But like I said, most of you have done those diets. And because of that, we now understand that since you lost the weight on those diets, yes, you lost fat, but you also lost muscle. And I'm going to assume, this is pretty safe to assume for most, that if you did the diets and you lost the weight, but you're here listening to this podcast, you also gained the weight back. Maybe not completely, maybe some of you gained most of it back, or some of it back. Maybe some of you gained all of it back. Maybe some of you gained all plus more of it back. But here's the deal. Here's the big problem. The kicker that no one ever talks about and most of us never think about. When we're on the diets, like I've said a million times, we lose both muscle and fat, but we lose weight. Amazing. When you gain it back, you are not gaining muscle back. So you've lost muscle that you're not recouping. So let's say, just really simple math, you're 200 pounds, you want to get down to 150, and you have gotten down to 150 on your favorite diet. That sucks. Guess what? Going down to 150, you lost 35 pounds of fat and 15 pounds of muscle. But now you've stopped the diet and you find that week after week, the scale climbs back up slowly but surely. And as you fast forward, you're back to 200. Here's the scary part. You're back to 200, but you didn't gain any of those 15 pounds of muscle back. Instead, when you lost the 35 pounds of fat and the 15 pounds of muscle and you gained 50 pounds back, you gained 0 pounds of muscle and 50 pounds of fat. So now, while you're right back where you started, and maybe we've talked ourselves into the fact that that's not that bad, it is pretty bad because now you're the same weight as before, but you're a fatter version of yourself. And number one, it's not gonna have you feeling the way you wanna feel or looking the way you wanna look. And let's be real, we all wanna look good. We all wanna feel good. Like I said, it's our one life. We wanna be and feel as amazing as we can. But not only that, as we gain more fat, we gain more visceral fat. And the health complications that come with that are not fun. And it's something we really don't wanna deal with as we age, okay? I'd rather go the route of enjoyable fat loss and muscle gain than have in the back of my head the complications that can come with visceral fat gain. So now what do we do? Well, we understand that losing weight immediately didn't serve us. So in order to get a different result, we're gonna have to try something different. We're gonna have to take different actions. And so these are the actions that I think every single person should follow. And there's truly not a person out there that I cannot think of or that I can think of that wouldn't fit inside this path to ultimate success. And again, when I say success, I mean getting down to your goal body. Notice I didn't say weight, your goal body. And your goal body should feel a certain way, function a certain way, perform a certain way, and look a certain way, because all of those are important to us for our mental health, for our day-to-day happiness, and for our long-term independence, okay? And so, in order to do that, we're not gonna lose weight first. Don't worry, we're gonna get there. I'm still gonna help you lose weight. But what I wanna see you do first is that I wanna see you build, okay? Build should be the one word you think of every single day. And you're gonna have to build a few things, right? Because right now, you might not be the person that gets all the things that they're after. So you need to build a mindset and a lifestyle. You need to build a mindset that goes after the uncomfortable things that really aren't that hard. It's just harder to think of yourself doing. You need to build a lifestyle that allows you to fit all of these success puzzle pieces into one in a way that you enjoy, okay? Enjoy is the big word and the big focus here. And you need to build habits. You need to build habits that allow you to do that and act as non-negotiables. And if you can do that, you win, right? So not only that, we've built the mindset, we've built the lifestyle, and we've built the habits. But there's one more thing we really need to build. We need to build muscle. Muscle is the true foundation to your success long-term. I don't care if you're a male or a female, you need muscle. And ladies, guess what? I know that I'm the one talking here. I'm not the world's biggest guy, but I do have a decent amount of muscle on my body. If you work out, if you lift heavy, if you push the weights, if you eat the way your body needs, you're gonna gain muscle, but you're not gonna look like me. Number one, your body, your skeletal system is just built differently than a man's. Number two, your hormones are not going to support the amount of muscle growth that a man can build. Yes, you'll build muscle, but not as much and not as fast. Guess what? When you build muscle, you also get to reshape your body in ways that, gosh, you can't even imagine, okay? So now that we've built that muscle, we've done two things. Underneath the layer of fat that we're soon going to get rid of, you've built this amazing shape, right? Let's say, oh gosh, I can't think of an analogy, but you have built an amazing shape inside your body. And as soon as you pull this blanket off, that shape is revealed. But not only that, you've built a foundation to play off of for years to come, so that food is something you can truly enjoy every single day. You don't need to make room and plan ahead for the night out with the girls, or a lunch because one of your coworkers is quitting and you're celebrating them, or your birthday. You don't need to plan for anything. Your life simply allows for what many call cheats or treats right now every single day. Because not only can you eat that much food, but because you have this much muscle, this fast of a metabolism, you need to eat this much food every single day. Okay, and so now you have built everything. You've built the foundation. You have the mindset, the lifestyle, the habits, and the muscle. And because you've just built the foundation, now everything moving forward happens better, faster, and easier than you've ever seen from any past dieting attempts or weight loss attempts because your body's working with you, not against you. So now you have energy. Now you have a fast metabolism. Now your clothes fit better. Now you manage stress better. Now your cravings are gone. Now your energy is up. Now your relationships are better and your sleep is improved. Now it's time to peel away at everything you've built. I want you to think of yourself like an ice sculptor or just somebody that's carving away at a tree trunk or a big rock. And what they're building is this Greek god statue or Greek goddess statue. That is what you're doing, because underneath this tree stump, this rock, this block of ice is the perfect creation. And that's you. You've built it all. You simply need to peel away or carve away at the layer above it. And so now we're gonna work to reshape your body. And again, we can do this now because you've built the foundation. It's all gonna happen better, faster, and easier than you've ever seen in your life. Here's how. Now we cut the calories. But this time, because your metabolism's up, when you cut calories, you're still eating more food today as you're reshaping your body than you were before you even began listening to the Diet Rebellion podcast, spending any time with me or our community, okay? So now, week after week, you see that the scale may change slightly, but what's changing more and what's changing faster than the scale is your body, right? Your measurements are changing drastically in all the places that matter, right? Your chest is staying the same, your hips are staying roughly the same, but you find that your waist is getting slimmer. You find that the back of your arms are getting slimmer. You find that your lower back is getting more defined. And as you do that, you realize you're still eating more food than you ever have. You realize this time the cravings are staying away. This time your energy is still up. And you realize, wow, I can actually do this. So you get to where you want to be. Congratulations. You no longer give a shit about the scale. You always thought you wanted to be 120 pounds, Susie. Well, now you're 135. But you just took the batteries out of the scale because you're happy with where you are and you don't care. You understand that the scale was simply a tool that we use to collect data to see what's happening with your body. But it doesn't define if you're a good or a bad person, if you're a success or a failure. It only tells you that you're moving in a direction that you want to move. And so now you're done moving in the direction you want to move. You are at the place you've always wanted to be, but the work's not over. There's one more thing you need to do. The thing that every diet has never taught you how to do. The thing that those GLP injections will never teach you how to do. It's time to learn how to thrive, okay? It's time to learn how to do this on your own, without the food scales, without the body scales, without the measuring cups, without anything, without the tracking apps, without the gym 5, 6, 7 days a week, with sleeping in and having coffee when you wake up and not worrying about all the freaks on Instagram telling you that your cortisol is gonna wreck your entire body. You can just be normal. But now, this time, when you're normal, you've also built, right? There's that word again, built. You've built the lifestyle, the mindset, the habits, the muscle that allows you to do it stress-free without rebounding back to where you were. Or, like we know from the diets or the GLPs, to a worse version of where you were. Now you can thrive because you trust yourself. You trust everything you've built, and now you love what you've reshaped your body into, and now you have the habits and tools to thrive for the rest of your life. And that is exactly how I want to see everybody go about achieving their ultimate health, happiness, and confidence inside of their being, is through that exact 3-step process. Now here's the deal. I told you to wait till the end. We're there. What I want to do is share something really special. I'm not sure if you know this or not, but we've recently rebranded from HoyFit into Diet Detox. And if you can't tell through this podcast episode, my one simple goal is to end all diets, okay? We're gonna end the restrictive dieting. We're gonna end all of it, but I can't do it without you. I can't do it without the few listeners that we currently have trusting us and changing their body and their life in a way that 1% of the population's done before. By the way, that 1% of the population are the same ones you say you wanna be just like. So, with that being said, what I've just explained to you in the past 30-ish minutes is exactly how we take people just like you from where they are today to where I just explained you could go. That's exactly what we do. We help them build their mindset, their lifestyle, their habits, and their muscle so they can then reshape their body and their life better, faster, and easier than ever before. And once they've reached that point, we then teach them how to thrive on their own. So they don't need a coach, a diet, a GLP, a program, or anything else. They are their coach. They know what they need, and they know how to do it in a way that they enjoy. And so if any of you want to experience that, because this program is so new, right? We've overhauled our Fit for Life coaching into exactly that. Because this is so new, I want to take one of you and turn you into a case study for exactly what is possible when you follow the build, reshape, and thrive phases. And so if that's something you're interested in, I'm going to provide one single link below. Click that link, enter your name, your phone number, and your email. And you'd better make sure it's right, because if you're the winner of this, that's how I'm going to contact you. That's how I'm going to call you and say, Susie, guess what? You just won 6 months of free coaching with the Diet Detox team. We're gonna help you build, reshape, and thrive inside your life for the rest of your life. But lastly, I need a really good way to choose the winner. And so if you think that you want this more than anyone else, deserve this more than anyone else, will work for this more than anyone else, I need you to tell me why. So the last box inside the link below is going to be a question that you need to answer. Why do you deserve to win our 6 months of free coaching? And then simply click submit. We're gonna choose the winner on Black Friday. What better way to celebrate Black Friday, than not buying something for somebody else, but doing something for you, okay? Most of you listening have done something for someone else for the majority of your life. It's time to do something for you. And guess what? When you do that, all of the somethings that you choose to do for someone else afterwards are amplified, because now you're your best version of yourself. So you're giving everyone 100% every single time, okay? And so again, just to reiterate, everything I just explained, we're giving away for 6 months, one-on-one coaching with our team. You're gonna get assigned to one coach. That one coach is going to learn everything about you on day one, right? Very much like going to the doctors. You're going to get this big, long intake form to fill out that tells us everything about Susie, about you, right? Who are you? What have you tried before? What didn't work about them and what did? What is your ultimate goal? What do you want to accomplish in 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months? What are your stress levels like, and everything in between those? From there, that's how we start building a program for you. When you meet with your coach regularly, it is just you, face to face, on a call. And when you meet, the only things you're talking about are what's working, what's not working, how do we take what's not working and reshape it into something that will work for your life in an enjoyable way and not add stress. And when we can do that, this whole process gets a whole lot easier. And so if you think that's for you, click that link on Black Friday. I will be selecting the winner. I wish you the best and thank you for listening to this episode. For anyone that doesn't win, I hope that this resonated with you. I hope that this woke you up and showed you that even if you didn't resonate with every single thing I said, you understand now why the diets don't work. You understand why the GLPs alone are not gonna work. You understand you need to do something different in order to get a different result. And the best way, the proven way to do this from hundreds of our past clients is to build your lifestyle, your habits, your mind, and your muscle so that once it's time to reshape your body, you can do it better, faster, and easier. And once you've gotten there, you can thrive for the rest of your life because you have the habits needed to do it on your own. So ditch the diets, do something different, and get a different result. Have an amazing day. Bye.